Hey guys, Scott Jelinski, Modern Samurai Project, coming at you with the final installment of how to get a efficient draw from AIWB. As you can tell, this final episode is brought to you by Tough Products. Nancy and family over there at Tough Products make incredible things. Anything from a tourniquet holder that can go on your sling, on your belt, or what have you, to the competition, the inner outer competition belt that I use that's highly customizable and adjustable. Their Sentinel Concepts series for range bags and things of that nature. They make my patches, as they make a lot of patches for the industry, the PVC patches. Amazing people over there. If you want to check them out and buy something, please use the code JEDI10 with a capital J. That'll get you 10% off your next order. So, alright, so guys, going into the final installment of how to get a smooth, efficient draw from AIWB, we are on the part of the presentation. So let's talk about that. I am going to summarize what I do first, okay? And then we can talk about that from later on. And oh, by the way, Internet Nazis, clear gun, clear FN 509, customized by agency. Gun porn. Gun porn. This thing is awesome. Anyway, okay, so clear gun. So let's talk about that, okay? So from here for the Mary position, right, what I do is I draw up to my eye line. Up to my eye line. Up to my eye line. Why do I do that than from some other things, some other ways where people are talking like what I like to call the sideways L or the up and punch out and things of that nature, right? And why do I think those are inefficient? So let's talk about that. All right, so first thing we're going to do is talk about the punch out, okay? I'm going to talk in regards to the red dot because it all applies to irons, okay? I think I've said this before, the one advantage that irons have is that they're always in your peripheral. Unfortunately, that kind of makes you lazy, and that's why your presentation looks like this. Right, and you adjust on the way out. Inefficient, slow. You can't do that with a red dot because if you do that, the dot's not going to be there when you get done with your presentation. So let's talk about the punch out. Okay, your right hand is always dominant, right? If you're right-handed, if you're left-handed, you're evil-handed. Switch what I'm talking about. So you come down, you grab. It's the first hand on the gun, so it establishes its dominance there. Right? Then you marry up, and then the actual action of bringing the gun out. Your right hand is still dominant because it is the one pushing the gun. It is pushing the gun. We can say that, right? What's your support hand doing? What is this? Is this pushing? No. It's stroking, I don't know, it's something inappropriate there. But what it's not doing is, mechanically it is not being equal to your right hand, okay? It's really not doing anything until you get to the end of your presentation, and it helps me to get recoil to the left side. Got it. But as far as your presentation, it is not overpowering your right hand, okay? When you draw up, what is this? This is lifting. What am I doing with my right hand? It is lifting. I have equal pressure on both sides. That way the gun is nice, straight, and even with a flat presentation. And it is more efficient that way because both hands are equal on the gun as I present up. The other part about punching out is that, where do you stop? Tell me where this is out here. Where are you punching out to? I don't know. When I present up, I am stopping at my proprioceptive index of my eye line. It's like, wow, where's that? That doesn't work. It's worked your entire life. When was the last time you pointed at something and you missed? And much like pointing, right, the advantage of the red dot is it goes where you're looking. The disadvantage of the red dot is that it goes where you're looking. So if you're not looking at something, right, because the red dot's not in your peripheral like irons, you're probably not going to find the dot. So there's other things in there that we may or may not talk about in future videos, but that's something. So the proprioception of your eye line is what you've been doing your entire life. Why change something that is natural, that you've practiced for your entire life, just because you put a gun in your hand? Doesn't make sense to me either. Okay. So for the other people that you may not even know this, but where are you stopping? Where do you stop when you punch out here? You're stopping when you lock out your arms, okay? And that's a whole other thing. I think I've talked about it in my other videos, but let's go over that again, okay? Stop blocking out your arms, okay? You need to bend those elbows and use them as shock absorbers. If you don't believe me, think about this analogy or metaphor. I always get confused on the two. You go to your auto mechanic and you need new shock absorbers, and he comes back and goes, hey dude, I can do that for you, but I got a special. You can either have shock absorbers or you can have 2x4s on your car instead. What would you say to that guy? Yeah, I'll take the shock absorbers. Except for when we go shoot, so many people want 2x4s. And they're like, oh, the energy going through your arms into your shoulder, blah, blah, blah. When I just stop them at my elbows and use that for recoil control. Just something to think about. If you insist on locking out your elbows and punching out, good to go. Do me a favor, just take the last 10% of your draw and smooth that out. Ernest Langdon is a big proponent on that, really helped me out. Actually, you should use that last 10%. So if you guys are punching out and you're here, right, just smooth it out right there, because this is a lot faster than this. There it is, okay? And then finally, the green light to shoot is sights on target, right? Except for you elbow lockers. For you guys, it's lock your elbows, then find the sights, then put your finger on the trigger, then shoot. You are never going to be faster than someone that goes to what my mentors have said, what I have illustrated in these videos, that is all one procedure. Your grip is your draw, is your marry, is your presentation, is your trigger press, is your aiming, and then finally the shot occurs. Your 5 steps is never going to be faster or more efficient than my 1 step, because my 1 step is sooner as opposed to your frenetic faster. Okay. One other thing as far as the red dot goes, of what I call the sideways L, which has gotten some fame. Hey man, I don't care what you do. You do what works for you, okay? All I'm talking about is mechanical truths here. And a mechanical truth is the quickest route between 2 lines is a straight line, okay? So if I get proficient with this, you are never going to be faster with this, okay? This is a straight line, 1 straight line. This is 2 straight lines. If it helps you find the dot, you do you. Just understand the mechanical limitations behind that, okay? So once again, you know, I'll wrap everything up here real quick, okay? So I like to have my hands up in the back off position, yada, 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 unless the standard calls for it, and then you can be hands down. Again, you do yourself, right? You do yourself. That didn't come out right. Are we still doing phrasing? Anyway, so my hands are up. I'm slapping and grasping. I am coming down. I am grabbing the rear sight. I'm coming up right to my sternum. Remember, my shirt comes up to my sternum because it's a natural proprioceptive index of where I clap. I marry my hands. I don't throw down my shirt. I marry my hands here, and then I come up to my eye line. While I'm coming up to my eye line, I am prepping that trigger. As soon as the dot is on target, I press the trigger. It is that simple, okay? Been experimenting with a lot of stuff lately, talking to my friend Gabe White, his Martoni about different stuff. I've come across some things that have even helped out my draw since I first started this series. I'll add that real quick. Before I was coming here and with a circular motion, coming down and grabbing my gun. Now, it's straight down. That has taken my cold draw from about a 9.2, 9.3 down into the mid-8s. Significant difference. You can always get better. And you know what you always need to do? Be good, stay safe, get training.